Elmwood High was an ordinary school in an ordinary town. The building was old, with ivy crawling up its brick walls, and the classrooms were filled with the typical chatter of students. But beneath its seemingly normal facade, Elmwood High held a dark secret. Lila Thompson was a new student, having just moved to town with her family. She was shy and found it hard to make friends. On her first day, she noticed a group of students whispering and glancing at her. She overheard snippets of their conversation. Do you think she knows? And she'll find out soon enough. Curiosity piqued, Lila decided to ask her homeroom teacher, Mr. Anderson, about it. He looked at her with a strange expression, then quickly changed the subject. Focus on your studies, Lila. Don't worry about idle gossip. But Lila couldn't shake off the feeling that something was wrong. She began to hear strange noises in the hallways when no one else was around. Whispers, footsteps, and soft cries. She tried to talk to her classmates, but they all brushed her off or gave her nervous looks. One afternoon, as she was leaving school, she noticed an old, unused building at the back of the school grounds. It looked abandoned, with broken windows and a padlocked door. Lila asked some students about it, but they all told her to stay away. Determined to uncover the truth, Lila snuck out of her house one night and made her way to the old building. She managed to break the padlock and stepped inside. The air was cold and musty, and the floor was covered in dust. She found old desks and chairs, as well as faded posters on the walls. As she explored further, she discovered a staircase leading to a basement. Her heart pounded in her chest as she descended the steps, flashlight in hand. The basement was even colder, and the air felt thick. In the corner of the room, she found a large old trunk. With trembling hands, Lila opened the trunk. Inside, she found old yearbooks, newspaper clippings, and a dusty diary. She flipped through the diary and read the entries. It belonged to a girl named Emily, who had attended Elmwood High many years ago. Emily wrote about strange occurrences at the school, disappearing students, unexplained noises, and the feeling of being watched. The diary ended abruptly with a chilling entry. I think they're coming for me. If anyone finds this, please uncover the truth. Lila's blood ran cold. She had to know more. She searched the basement and found a hidden door. It led to a tunnel that seemed to go on forever. She followed it, her heart racing, until she reached another room. In the center of the room was a large old mirror. As she approached it, she saw her reflection, but there was something wrong. Her reflection was smiling, but she was not. Suddenly, her reflection reached out and grabbed her, pulling her into the mirror. Lila found herself in a dark, twisted version of the school. The walls were covered in scratches, and the air was filled with whispers. She wandered the hallways, calling for help, but no one answered. She realized she was trapped in a nightmare. As she explored the dark school, she found other students who had disappeared over the years. They were all trapped, just like her, their faces twisted in terror. They told her about the curse of Elmwood High, how the mirror had been used to trap students for decades. Desperate to escape, Lila searched for a way out. She found an old book that described a ritual to break the curse. She gathered the necessary items and performed the ritual, hoping it would free her and the others. But instead of breaking the curse, the ritual summoned the entity that had created it. A dark, shadowy figure appeared, its eyes glowing red. It laughed as it approached Lila, its voice echoing in her mind. You cannot escape, it said. You belong to me now. With a final, desperate scream, Lila was consumed by the darkness. The entity laughed as it returned to the mirror, ready to claim its next victim. The next day, the students of Elmwood High whispered about the new girl who had disappeared. They spoke in hushed tones, warning each other to stay away from the old building. But the mirror remained, waiting for its next victim. And so, the curse of Elmwood High continued, claiming student after student with no end in sight.